Hello, welcome to this update for the tropics. So let's see the Atlantic first and then the Western Pacifics. So we have Hurricane Erin still in the Atlantic. It's near the coast of North Carolina now. And it's not too close, it's not touching the coast, but it's very close. There are some damaging winds close to the coast and some rough surf as well. So it's still a very strong storm, category 2 and you just head out into the Atlantic, and then it might become post-tropical or extra-tropical by Saturday. So let's see, they still have it around category 2, and then the models do weaken it later as we go into the rest of the week and the weekend. So we are watching this maybe for Northwestern Europe because the models they get close to Europe, but then they die off later. But better just watch this if you are there in case it causes some more gusty winds near Europe. So here's the GFS, and the GFS is quite strong. I think it's a little bit weaker than this, but then it goes out to sea. Let's see, like North Atlantic shows this goes. It's very close to Bermuda as well. So this kind of this doesn't go straight to Europe, but it goes towards Iceland, towards Iceland and Greenland. So it might cause some gusty winds around there. And then after that, the GFS is already developing the next system near just north of the Great Antilles by Sunday, and then it goes north as well. So, but that's just one model run. Let's see if the European has anything. The European is initiating this even stronger with Hurricane Erin, but then it eventually weakens in the Atlantic. The European does bring a small front to the UK, but goes towards Iceland as well and just spins there. Later, doesn't have anything. It has this shockwave trying to form into Gabrielle later by this weekend, but still a low chance. The Europeans not informing it too much. There's the Canadian model shows Erin there near North Carolina and Bermuda. This goes and then the Canadian does try to take it further towards Europe and it has it closer to the UK as well. So better watch this scenario, but still nothing too concerning. There's this next possible system, but it does have it very weak, nothing too crazy. It goes, but the Canadian still tries to keep it alive by the end of the month, and then later doesn't have anything too important, but it has in the Eastern Pacific, as you can see there. The Canadian does try to form something out there. So we are watching those areas. So there's Hurricane Erin. It's just west of Bermuda near North Carolina there. And there's the next disturbance as well. So here there's Erin and there's these two other disturbances. These ones are already to 70% in the next 7 days and 30%. So short-term star activity has become a little bit more concentrated association of tropical wave. Look at a few hundred miles east of the Leeward Islands. Environmental conditions appear conducive for development. Now, the system of tropical depression could form or is likely to form this week as it moves near or north of the Leeward Islands. So this still has a good chance. There's this area, the central tropical Atlantic. Charleston star associated with a tropical wave located several hundred miles west and southwest of Cabo Verde Islands are starting to show some signs of organization. However, the recent satellite wind data display that this does not have a well-defined center. The environmental conditions appear marginally favorable for additional development the next day or so, while a short-lived depression could form by the end of the week. Environmental conditions are expected to become more unfavorable for development. So this still might sneak up a name, but more likely this one. So we are watching. Just be aware in the Leeward Islands. So in the Eastern Pacific, we now have a disturbance to about 30% there because the models are already hinting more development there. So watching this as well for Mexico and especially for the west coast of Mexico should watch this. So be aware. And just going back to Hurricane Erin, there are still some tropical storm warnings, not North Carolina, spots of Virginia as well, into like even like Southern Maryland, and there's some tropical storm watch in Bermuda there. So here to see it better shows the hurricane force wind field is actually very big, but it's not touching the coast. Mainly the tropical storm force winds are touching North Carolina, and there's tropical storm watching Bermuda too. So be aware, rainfall not much on the coast, mainly just remain out to sea. So be aware. And Aaron will continue to produce life-threatening surf rip currents along the beaches of the Bahamas, such as the east coast of the US and Atlantic Canada. During the next several days, the beachgoers, those areas should follow advice of local lifeguards and local authorities and beach warning flags. Storm surge and flooding and tropical storm conditions continue on the North Carolina Outer Banks today and the storm surge accompanied by large waves and significant beach erosion and overwash, making some roads impossible. So please be careful. And tropical storm conditions are expected today along the Virginia coast as well. Wind gusts to tropical storm force are likely along parts of the remainder the mid-Atlantic and southern New England coast today for early Friday. In tropical storm conditions are possible. In Bermuda this afternoon for Friday, gusts to gale force possible on coast of Nova Scotia as well, Friday in the Avon Peninsula, Newfoundland Saturday, because it will pass quite close. So be aware those areas, especially the rip currents and everything. And here the tropical storm for force winds probability, especially North Carolina now. So stay safe in those other areas as well. So here, let's see. There's Aaron there. Those are the winds, but let's see, like wind gusts. So some strong winds near Bermuda too, but especially North Carolina shows even 58 mile per gust and even higher near like spots of Virginia and throughout the Mid-Atlantic as well, spots of Bermuda. So stay safe in those areas. Be careful. And here shows like these goals and will produce some very damaging gusts in the ocean, in the Atlantic Canada, but especially with very damaging surf and rip current in those areas near Atlantic Canada as well. So stay safe. And then Saturday, Sunday, this passes north of the Azores. So if you are in this northernmost island there in the Azores, be watching this for some dangerous currents and strong winds as well. Then Sunday to Monday might linger close to Europe. So be aware. We'll keep watching this and be aware of this next disturbance as well. It's there near the Western Antilles. It won't impact you, but you'll leave some showers and storms nearby, especially Friday and today as well. Some nearby showers and storms in a few islands. So be careful, but your journey head north. So here. There's like the accumulation until the 26th. It does show some more heavier moisture near the Southern Caribbean, like some 41 millimeters, 29, some more showers and storms closer to South America, but does show some shower storms in the northern Western Antilles as well, and spots Hispaniola and to Cuba and Jamaica. So be careful. And there's this pattern now in central Mexico for a lot of rain, especially like spots of central-ish Mexico, more than 100 millimeters. Mexico City as well, but especially further north. So be careful, those showers and storms, they can be very strong, especially some lightning, gusty winds. So be aware. Shows in Nicaragua too, close to 100 meters, a few areas. And I don't know why here it doesn't work and here it works. But yeah, and so like Belize, spots in Guatemala too. and this thing doesn't want to work. But yeah, stay safe in those areas close to 100 meters, those spots, central Mexico, and even more. So shows across Florida as well, spot in the southeastern US, slightly more storms. Nothing too crazy, but a few storms, some 2 inches, especially there in Kansas, in Oklahoma, that shows some more accumulation to 3 inches, 4 inches, and a few spots from a few storms. And also central Canada, western Canada is dry, but central to eastern areas shows more storms. So be aware those areas and just check if there's anything important. There's still marginal risk today and tomorrow for some severe weather spots in the plains to the northern Midwest. That's tomorrow, Friday, and then today, two marginal risks there. So be aware those areas. And here, especially like there's some risk of excessive rainfall as well, especially near like the plains. This is day 5, but like day 4, day 3 in the southwest as well. So day 2, and there's this slight risk day 2 in Georgia, South Carolina. So be careful as well. And here like shows to let's see if there's something else. It shows some showers growing in the southwest, not in Los Angeles, specifically in downtown, but they're showing the mountains just north of Los Angeles, a storm or two in the mountains. There's still some fire danger and a storm or two in the Sierra Nevadas, a shower or two as well, and some more shower activity in the western central areas there. So be aware those areas and stay safe too. There's still this fire danger and heat wave, so be careful. It's still to like 113 degrees spots in the west, southwest Friday, and then for Friday into Saturday. Saturday is slightly less than today, but still like very hot. So stay safe from the heat as well, and be careful in those areas. Now, like let's see, and kind of cold in the Canadian Rockies and Alaska. So stay safe. Shows here now for those systems in the Western Pacific. There's Ling there near southern Japan, and it's actually a tropical storm. Tropical storm, Ling. We talked about this a few days ago, but back then there wasn't much certainty of where this might head. So now we can see that it actually went towards southern Japan. It's not too strong, but a tropical storm. There's some heavy rain spots in southern Japan. So be aware those areas. There's invest 90W as well there near the Philippines. So there's a lot of showers and storms there in the Philippines. Please be careful. This might head towards the South China Sea. The GFS tries to strengthen this near southern China, but we're still watching. So let's see, Western Pacific. So it's near the Philippines now. It goes tries to strengthen some the South China Sea towards the 25th. But just be aware if you are in parts of southern China and the Philippines and even Vietnam, because the European model is also turning this into a tropical storm towards Vietnam. So be aware those areas and warn others there, especially like southern China, Vietnam. The Canadians slightly stronger, taking this into Hainan and southern China and Vietnam as well. So bear watch closely if you are in those areas along the South China Sea. Please be aware there's the icon too, shows like this coast. The icon's very weak, but that's going towards Vietnam and China as well. So stay safe in those areas in case this actually turns into a tropical storm and goes towards China there. So stay safe until the 26th. The European model shows this area of very heavy rain across Laos, Vietnam, and Thailand, more than 100 to 200 millimeters spots of Vietnam. there into Laos because of this storm. So if this goes straight into Vietnam, it might cause a lot of flooding there in spots of Laos in northern Thailand. So please be careful. But if it goes like the GFS further into China, the worst might be around southern China. So be aware. There's the icon too. It kind of goes towards Vietnam as well in Thailand with more than 200 millimeters. So be aware. And yeah, but this might turn towards southern China as well. So just be monitoring those areas. There's tropical storm lingering in southern Japan now, and while it's there, it might dump more than 100 millimeters. So stay safe too. So until Friday, already shows more than 100 millimeters in the next 1 day and 6 hours. So this will be until Saturday there. So stay safe. Be careful with flooding that might be occurring right now as I speak. So be careful. Southern Japan, it shows a few more fronts to watch across northernmost Japan, North Korea, and China there into southeastern Russia. More than 100 millimeters, a few spots. So stay safe in those areas and does show in the future, the Western Pacific is not showing too much, but still a couple of waves to watch. But the Europeans not showing any major systems after this. But we'll keep watching. So be aware, especially like the monsoon in spots of India is still active. Northern Pakistan, please be careful as well, especially some flooding. And like India, if this happens, will be very severe. It's showing to like 700 millimeters that the European in some spots. I think this model is not okay, but you never know. It might happen. In Mumbai, there was already some flooding some 3 days ago, so please be careful. Spots in eastern India, some very heavy downpours as well. Spots in Myanmar, especially southern Bangladesh and Myanmar. So stay safe, and if that cyclone hits Vietnam, more across Laos and Thailand, like I showed you before, and a lot across Cambodia. So stay safe. Northern Myanmar as always, as usual, northeastern India. So stay safe in those areas, southern Nepal and northern India, from possible landslides as well. So stay safe. That does show us a couple of fronts across western Russia still, and we'll talk about Europe tomorrow, so don't worry about that because there's a lot of things to talk about there. But still be careful of the storms today across Italy and in the Balkans. Some chances for large hail there now. So be aware and still another thing for Asia, be careful this extreme heat in the Middle East, like some 45 degrees, still like this is not even the peak daytime heating. Like shows tomorrow the maximum temperatures across some valleys, Century under 46, show like some 44 in the axle, so it's better than a month ago, but still extremely hot spots in United Arab Emirates. So stay safe. The only area slightly safer from the heat is Yemen and southwestern Saudi Arabia, those storms there. So be careful because in Saudi Arabia, spots of Yemen, some heavier storms in Oman as well. A storm or two as well there. And the Caucasus still a storm or two in those areas. So stay safe. Shows like some snow in the Himalayas still, spots of extreme northern Russia and true northern Alaska. So still be aware, especially heavy in the Himalayas. So stay safe. Just checking here for more areas of possible heavy rain. Does show Indonesia, Western Guinea, Papua New Guinea, more than 100 millimeters along Papua New Guinea too. Spots in the Philippines even to more than 100 millimeters on those storms, central northern Philippines. So be careful. Micronesia, the areas in the Central Pacific, Western Pacific. So stay safe in those areas. Just checking some other areas worth mentioning, like in South America, still some heavy rains in Colombia, especially on the Pacific, Venezuela, some heavy showers and storms. There's this area in Brazil and Argentina we talked about in the South America video a few days ago, but just to touch on it again, there's this front in Chile with some heavy snow and rain. This will cause widespread strong to severe storms in a few areas, southern Brazil and Uruguay today, Thursday into Friday, and continuing there into Saturday. Central Bolivia should get some intense storms as well Sunday, so be aware. And then we'll make more videos in Spanish and Portuguese for them in the near future. So be aware in those areas and Central Africa, those heavy rains, be careful too. So stay safe in those areas.